Okay, so we've finished putting our borders on. So we've got our 2 blue sides on, then 2 blue top and bottom. Then we have the 2 black sides and then the black top and bottom, and we put them on in that order. Now the black in the top and the bottom is exactly the right length, so don't have any overhang when you start sewing. Now the next part of finishing off your quilt is actually the basting. And basting is where you put the backing fabric that comes in the kit, some wadding which you can purchase, and because there's so many different types of wadding, we don't include it in the kit because there's wool, there's cotton, there's polyester, and it's a personal choice as to which one you put in with the quilt. And then you put the quilt top on top. So it's putting the 3 together and then quilting. That's actually on a separate video on byndees.com. So just go there for your basting. Also, after you've done that, you will then quilt your quilt. Now on this one, I've actually just shadow quilted in each of the 6.5 inch squares. So the embroidered and the printed. I've just come in with the width of the foot, and you will have a walking foot on for when you're quilting. Okay, and I've just come in from the side of put the side of the foot along the edge and then sewn. And that's all the quilting I've done. And I've also shadow quilted just in between the colour and the black border. Okay, and that's where your coloured thread comes in. So I had pink in the bobbin when I was quilting. This one I'll have a blue because we've got the blue backing. Okay, and then the next thing that you need to do is your binding, which is around the edge of the quilt. That comes in your kit as well, and is also on a separate video, so you can go there and have a look at it. It is a generic way of doing the binding. Again, there's many different ways of doing it, but it is my preferred way, and it's an easy, simple way of putting the binding on. What I'm going to do now in this one bar, I'm just going to show you how to piece the pocket together for this particular quilt. So it comes with a pocket. Let's put that aside. And the pocket actually goes on the back to make it into a quillo. So let's pull the pieces out and have a look at what we've got. Okay, so we've got 2 embroidered squares. We've got a black and a blue, and we've put "When I Grow Up" on them. Okay, and then we've got some printed pieces and some borders. So from the embroidered square, I'm going to put a printed piece on each side, and these are the longer ones, and in this kit it's a small dot. As I said, you may have a kit that has different material. It's just the rectangular shaped ones. So I'm just going to place them on. It's one side. And we're going to put the other side on. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is grab another one of the rectangles, and I'm going to join one of the printed squares, there we go, on either end. Make sure your right sides are together. You'll need 2 of these for the front and 2 for the back, and what will happen is they will join onto the top and the bottom of the embroidered square. So I'll grab one now. So this is your square with your 2 rectangle printed ones on the side. This is a rectangle printed with the 2 square printed ones, and I'm going to join them together. Now you can have the seam for your printed one towards the outside. The seam on these go towards the inside, and then they'll lock together. And you'll know what I mean when you actually physically do it. It's a bit hard to explain, but with one seam going one way and one going the other, they actually lock into each other as you're sewing along. Now you can pin if you wish, or just go ahead and do it. So let's put these in. And again, as you sew, make sure the seams are falling the right way. Don't pull too much, you can distort the fabric. Lock that one in. Okay, puts it up onto the top. Okay, and because they actually locked in, you can see the points in there have made it. So let's just make the base, the bottom row. So again, it's a rectangle square, and we're going to put 2 of the smaller printed fabric squares, 1 on each end. And again, putting the seams so that the embroidered one comes out, the top goes in. Right sides together again. Let's lock them in. Okay, and that gives us our middle piece for the pocket. Now with this one, I've done it so you got a black piece with blue writing, so you'll put a blue border around, and when you make up this pocket piece, it's a blue piece with black writing, so it'll have the black border around the edge. So again, we're going to put the sides on first. Now these have got, again, 2 small and 2 large. So we put our 2 large ones on, we put our 2 small ones on first, and then the larger one will go across the top and the bottom. So the 2 smaller ones, which are cut to size, we're going to go the side. We're going to put 1 on each side of the pocket. Again, watching your seams, making sure they're going in the way that you want them to. That's one side. The other side. And then we just grab the 2 longer pieces and we place them on the top and bottom. So grab that. And these are cut to size, so there's no overlap or anything to cut off. Okay. And that gives us one side of our pocket. Of course, we'll go and hit the iron with it and give it a nice press. Okay, and we'll make the other one. Now to finish off your pocket, if you go to the video section on the website again, there's one called the pocket. Okay, because they are again put together all in the same way as in assembly with the wadding and then placing it on the back of the quilt. Piecing, each one is different for the quilts, but actually putting them together and putting it on the quilt is different. So that's on the pocket video, and that will finish off your quilt that you've made from our Kids Professional Design Series. Hope you've enjoyed it, and check out our website and we have other kits and new and exciting things at all times. Thank you.